Hi, everybody. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are at. Hello. Hi, Sophia. Purple Pearl. Oh, I love your name. Hey, everybody. What's up? This is April with astrolada.com, and I'm here with your weekly astrology forecast / coffee talk. So for those who are new, who have never seen this before, I do the weekly astrology from one Friday to the next. And I also give some celebrity examples of what is going on with certain people, certain public figures, and their situations as an example to display how exactly astrology works. Because yes, celebrities are people and they have birth charts. Okay, so we'd like to see what's going on with them and just explain it from an astrological perspective. And to help us all learn, like, if somebody's having a crazy Mars transit, like that's making them wild out, then we know, okay, well, since so-and-so famous person acted like that, maybe when Mars hits my whatever, I may act like that. So let me just chill because I don't want to end up like them, right? Hey, what's up, David? Hi, Deborah. Hey, everybody. I see all of you guys. Okay, there are zodiac coffee mugs on Anthropology, at Anthropology. Okay, thank you. Let me write that down. Anthropology. Okay, I'm all about the zodiac mugs. And speaking of, yes, this is my mug for today, my Scorpio mug, because we have the new moon in Scorpio tomorrow. And I think I had this mug last week too, but I've got some new ones coming, so I'm not just going to be totally redundant Taurus up in this house, okay? I'm going to have some varieties of different mugs very soon. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Thanks for being here. And I'm going to go over the forecast of the major transits and a couple of minor ones from today, which is November 17th, through the 24th of 2017. So let's talk about the lingering energies though, really quick, like the transits that we're still feeling the energy of that may have started last week that have built up, okay? KRA, where did I get this mug? I got this at Target, actually. Target has a lot of cute mugs, so yeah. And also, Charming Charlie does too. Oh my gosh, I would go crazy in Charming Charlie. Their stuff is so cute. Yes. Hey, everybody. Okay, so all right. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so actually for the celebrity portion, I don't really have a solid topic. So if anybody has suggestions, let me know. I was thinking, I know Jennifer Hudson and her husband just announced their split. And then also there was an underground music artist and he just passed away from an overdose. And some people have requested, oh, look into his chart, see what's going on. And his name is Lil Peep. Yeah. So anyway, is it connected to astrology? Oh, no. This is just something that I found somewhere. I don't remember where. But yeah. So if you guys have any, yes, Lil Peep, Genie. He's like trending right now because he just passed away, unfortunately, yesterday. So looking into his chart, yeah, if anybody wants me to, let me know. Or any other suggestions. I will take majority rules from whatever I can catch in the chat as it, flows by really fast while I'm talking, okay? But yeah, so let me know your suggestions for coffee talk. Okay. You want zodiac sign. Okay, well, this is, I've been doing this for almost a year, and we do talk celebrities here. So if you're not interested in that, of course, bye. But I do talk about astrology first, and then the celebrity stuff last for those who only are interested in one or the other. So you have choices here, okay? Yeah. So anyhow, let's talk about the lingering energy. So we still have Venus and Neptune trine, okay? So we still have them trined. And what does that mean? Well, a trine is a very positive aspect. So that means that they are like, I'm a very imaginative Pisces moon and very animated. So I imagine them sending like these beams of sparkles. I know it might sound lame to some people, but Beams of sparkly energy back and forth to one another, like, oh, hey, I really love you. Oh, I love you too. I admire you. Yeah, let's work together and like beam all these sparkles down to earth, you know? Sometimes trine energies can do that, especially when it's from benefic planets, or at least one planet that's a benefic. It could be like that. A lot of times trines, though, you guys, even with trines, we do find some difficult things that are brought up or that happen because they can show people believing way too much, having way too much faith in things, and therefore some things happen that it's like, whoa, like I overdid something, you know, especially when Venus is involved, because Venus, as we spoke about last week, is in a conjunction with Neptune, and Neptune, is in a conjunction with Jupiter, and Jupiter is expansive, so it's been expanding the energy of Venus, and Venus and Jupiter are both very, very they're both very indulgent. They can be indulgent on a negative side, you know, overly indulgent. I mean, sometimes it's cool for us to indulge. I'm not saying all indulgence is bad, you know, but overdoing things, having too much belief in things, getting into too much of this or that, which, you know what, maybe I will get into Little Peep's chart at the end, because, you know, that energy does play a part, I feel like, in his passing, unfortunately. But yeah, once again, if you're just tuning in, if you have some, you know, celebrity suggestions for me to look into their astrological charts and their transits, let me know, and I will see. Yeah. So anyway, Kalpana, oh yeah, we don't pay them any mind. We're all about positivity and honesty and truth here, and astrology. So whatevs. So anyway, Venus is still trine Neptune. It's very dreamy. It's like, I don't know. I feel like the Venus trine Neptune energy is really awesome for going to the beach, going near water, really getting into music or art, you know, like having your best come through. If you are an artist, if you are a person that does any type of spiritual work, some of your best work can come through then as well. So yeah, you know, this energy is still lingering. It's fading away, but it's still there. It's a good time to go out on a really lovely date with another person and enjoy each other's company in a way that's like, you feel like you've escaped off into your own little zone, your own little world, you know? It's really beautiful for that. I would say for first dates, though, to be careful, because you may feel like, oh, everything is so awesome and great. This person's my dream person. But then once the energy of Neptune wears off of Venus, and Venus and Scorpio could be very real, you know, and have X-ray vision, okay? Like those crazy eyes, they like see right through you. So when Venus in Scorpio is no longer under the spell of Neptune and Pisces, next week, you know, maybe you may not, maybe you'll start seeing a person for who they really are. That is if you're like newly getting to know somebody, okay? A is saying they had a couples massage today. Yes, couples massage, escapism together, you know, doing something relaxing and beautiful together, to merge energies with another person. Yes, definitely good for that. David says he moves quickly when the spark fades. Ooh, yeah, some people do. And you know, if the spark fades, if the Neptune energy wears off, I think I've told you guys before that I started a relationship before under a Neptune transit a long time ago. I was very young. And, you know, when all the Neptune transits wore off, it was like transits to Neptune and transits to my Neptune and to his Neptune, all during that season. And so we were so like in love. And then once, you know, that season passed, there was no more Neptune energy that were heavily influenced by it. I was like, this guy's kind of an a-hole, you know. I'm like, what happened to Prince Charming, you know? And he was looking at me also in a different light too, where he's like, oh wow, I didn't realize blah 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 about her or whatever. So yeah, just be careful with getting to know somebody new during this time, you know. My best self project says explains why my hubby and I can't. Oh, I don't know if I should really repeat they can't keep their hands off each other right now. That is, see, that's beautiful. Okay, you're already a couple. You're diving into this Neptune energy together in your own little world. That's beautiful. All right. Oh, Danielle said she is still interested in Jamie Foxx and Katie Holmes. Okay. Well, both of them have Sag energy, and we have Mercury in Sag, and then we have the sun moving into Sag. So, you know, we're ushering in some Sag energy. So maybe we could talk about them. Or Tamar Braxton. Okay. We'll see who I can pull up quickly and see what's, Tamar and her divorce, right? Danielle? Yeah, I've heard a headline about that. I haven't looked into it though. Anyhow, yeah, so Venus and Neptune. Neptune is also dissolvement and Venus is relationships. So I would say to be mindful that there could be a dissolvement of relationships during this time. But this is a very positive aspect. So I don't think it'll really manifest that way like too much. You know, I think it'll be more of the positive stuff though. Yeah, so we still have also Mercury square Neptune. Ooh, you know what? I need a drink so I can get it together today, boo-boo, okay? Because I need to wake up, right? Okay, I have sipped my tea. Now let's talk. So we still have Mercury square Neptune. Okay, square Neptune. So oh, thank you guys for the compliments. You know, Venus, yes, I am a Scorpio rising and Venus is like right in my first house now. So that's really nice to hear because I haven't really been feeling that, you know? So it's really nice to hear that. Thank you. But anyway, let's get back to Mercury square Neptune. I digress as a Pisces moon. My bad. But yeah, Mercury square Neptune, we still have that fading off. But yeah, it's been, you know, I've seen and heard of people being victims to theft, but mostly like mercurial theft, like online. I had a few Facebook friends like the same day say, oh yeah, you know, a few days ago I bought something online and now I haven't received it, or I received it and it was the wrong thing. It's from somewhere else, you know, like, and I saw somebody else, like a well-known person post that on their social media too. Like, you know, I ordered something and then I bought, you know, I didn't get what I ordered. So yeah, just be careful with the online shopping right now because of the Venus, Lord, sorry, because of the Mercury square Neptune. You can be under the illusion and delusion of Neptune when it comes to mercurial matters, like anything involving communication. That means electronic communication as well, the internet, misunderstandings, confusion, all of that stuff. Wow, what else have I seen? What have you guys been seeing with the Mercury square Neptune? I know me personally, I have been like, I've got lost a few times when driving. I've lost track of time. Pisces moons, we're like that anyway with time, but then Mercury square Neptune, it's been difficult to keep track of time. I've noticed like other people being late to things or forgetful with information, you know. So yeah, just be careful with that, guys. The energy's still lingering. It's going to be that way for I'd say the next few days. So next week it'll be faded off and not as bad. However, there's a twist here because next month, December 3rd or 4th, depending upon where you are in the world, Mercury is going to go retrograde in the sign of Sag, and it's going to go back all the way back to degrees that are going to still be squaring Neptune, okay? So we're going to have Mercury square Neptune again, but retrograde. So anything that's going on right now, any confusion that's coming up or anything mercurial matters, really be careful with them and make sure you get them fully resolved. Make sure they're fully understood and all that stuff, because once Mercury's retrograde and then square Neptune and then forward again, you can have those issues come up again and again in December. So anywhere, wherever Sag is in your chart, I would say that is the area of life that you need to pay attention to. You know, whatever house you have Sagittarius, whatever matters that house has to do with, you know, definitely pay full attention, okay? Watch the emails you send, watch the text messages you send. I would recommend no online shopping. And I know that's going to be hard, guys, because we're going to have Black Friday. We're going to have Cyber Monday, at least in the US, that's what everybody participates in. Small Business Saturday. And Cyber Monday, especially, it encourages online shopping. So just make sure that whatever you're buying, whatever you're purchasing, that you understand what it is, the fine print, all of that stuff, okay? Yeah, Mercury, Neptune transits, anything that's a square, a conjunction, an opposition, even sometimes a trine can be a little touchy with information being misconstrued, misunderstood. Yeah, be careful with all of that, okay? With all that mercurial stuff. Um, when Mercury was opposite Neptune a couple months ago, I bought a product online out of desperation, right? And then, like a little while later, I went back to read all this stuff about this product on Twitter, and a lot of people had said, "Don't do it. This is a scam." And this product had used a celebrity's image and their likelihood or whatever to endorse the product, right? And so I was like, "Oh, I know who he is. He's an advocate for this, that, or the other for this product." And they had him all through the articles, all on the website. And so I was like, I'm going to buy it. And I bought it on impulse. And then I saw even that celebrity said, don't buy from such and such company. It's a fraud, and contact your bank if you have. I was like, oh, snap. Really? Like, I fell victim to Mercury in opposition to Neptune, like not even really paying attention, So the square is the same way, guys. So that's why that's happening. Yeah, so communication, driving, anything online, all that stuff, even speaking and your thinking could be a little bit more like Neptunian, like a little more spaced out, So yeah. Anna is a Sag, a first house Sag. Oh, okay. Then pretty much. Oh, and she has Mercury and Sag in her chart. How does it affect her? Oh, Willow. I'm sorry. I'm reading somebody else. See? There we go with the Mercury square Neptune. I am reading different people's comments as different people. So anyway, yes, if it's in your first house, this is definitely affecting you like firsthand with anything in life. With anything, you could be like extra kind of cloudy or foggy with your thinking and with your speech and your communication. So make sure everything is clear, okay? And once again, a repeat of this is going to happen in December. So I think I reiterated on that enough. So now let's get into what's coming up. What is coming up for us, okay, this coming week? So we have the new moon in Scorpio on the 18th of November. So yeah, the new moon in Scorpio. Once again, new moons are usually about new beginnings. I find that sometimes new moons are a clearing out of something in order to welcome fertile ground for something new to grow. So sometimes something has to leave first during a new moon, in order for brand new to be birthed and to occur. Oh, I hear you, David. David said he's on his hippie stuff right now. Yeah, but the new moon in Scorpio, though, guys, just in general, new moons in Scorpios, new moons in Scorpio, as with all new moons, they're just a time of, yeah, sometimes it is sometimes a letting go. From my vision and from my studies, some people may disagree and say otherwise, but that's always what I see. And sometimes it is like something brand new pops up. But of course, we always like to advise that once the moon, it starts growing again, meaning it becomes visible in the sky, even just a little sliver. That is when it's like the time to start cultivating things. When it's the new moon itself, that's a time to set your intentions, put them out there, write things down. Some people like to do little ritualistic things, and that is really good for actually a new moon in Scorpio, because Scorpio is one of the signs, one of the energies that rules the occult. Okay. And the occult, what is that? It's like rituals and stuff, astrology, tarot, all of that stuff that people say, oh, it's so taboo and it's like supposedly so dark or whatever. No, it's just, I'm not going to get into all the politics of that. But yeah, doing things that are ritualistic for detoxification. Scorpio is the sign of detoxification, okay, of getting rid of toxins. The 8th house and Pluto and Scorpio, they're all related to one another, and they all rule those things. So getting rid of crap out of your life, whether that is people, whether that's material things, whether that's old habits. Scorpio is a sign of regeneration, of death and rebirth. So people are going to be experiencing like a brand new, rebirth of themselves or of something. Wherever Scorpio is in your chart, And I will go through every sign for the new moon. So fear not. Wherever it is in your chart, that's where you're going to experience a rebirth. Okay. And then Yobana, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Meditation. Yes, meditation is awesome for any lunar event at any time, any transit, anything. Meditation is awesome all the time. But specifically on a new moon, yes, and in Scorpio, it also rules psychology. It rules the inner mind. It rules the psyche, the subconscious, all that stuff back there. Scorpio rules that. So yeah, meditation is really good for that. To bring some of those things forth and to bring them forth to detox from them. New moons, I find, are good times to detox your body too. They are a good time to detox your body, and especially a Scorpio new moon for anybody is a good detox time. So of course I would encourage like whatever is safe for you, okay, like with your physical state, whatever detox you can do. So yeah. Wherever Scorpio is in your chart, that's where you will get renewal. Yes, Berla. Yes. And I will go through every sign to let you guys know what house it is for everybody. Okay. David says he's been doing more meditation and have felt heavy buzzing in his third eye. Ooh, yes. Yeah, like a heartbeat in the brain. I hear you, David. So Scorpionic energy can do that. We still have the sun in Scorpio. We got Venus there. We've got Jupiter. So pretty much, prelude to a new moon. Wherever, however, all the Scorpio energy has been affecting you, there's going to be a renewal of just that for you. Okay. My Best Self Project says, what about a life detox? 2 days ago, we had to have an intervention for a family member. Okay. New beginning for them. Yes. A life detox. Yeah. Because Scorpio is about purging too, purging things out, purging people out. Yes, Jessica, let them have it. Just get it all out. Get it all out. Okay. That's a Scorpio thing. Like, because Scorpio, it can also rule on a negative side, retention of crap. Okay. Like literal crap within your body, within your soul, within your spirit, within your house. It's holding on to things that are toxic and they can fester. And I know this sounds really nasty, but it's true. Scorpio rules that. I mean, Scorpio, what's the part of the body that Scorpio rules? Besides the, the bang, bang, boogie part, okay, it rules the excretory system. So think of that, not just in a literal sense, but like in your life in general, excretory, like getting rid of, okay? So yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ray. Yeah. But yeah, Mysterious Moon says that they pick renewal and not retention. Please just let it all go, okay? Everything with this new moon in Scorpio. So I will go through every sign for that, how it's going to affect everybody. But let me get through the rest of the other transits, the minor ones, and then I'll get through every sign for the new moon. So on the 19th, we have Mars square Pluto. Whew, Mars square Pluto. This is a tough one. It's a tough transit, to be honest. I'll try to think of, I try to give the negative and the positive, you guys, but I'll try to think what can be positive about a Mars square Pluto. Because this is Mars, which is anger, aggression. It's also your physical drive, how much energy you have to actually move around and get things done. And it's in a frustrating aspect with Pluto, okay, the ruling planet of Scorpio. So Pluto is about, on a negative side, it could be about trauma and abuse and power and abuse of power. It could be about hidden reserves of power. That's what can possibly be positive, even though a square is such a challenge. But there could be things that come up, guys, that challenge you with your energy levels and having to dig in deep. And like, Scorpio is a representation of death, right? Like physical death. So sometimes during this Mars and Pluto square transit, we may be called to like really dig deep down within us when we feel like we have nothing left to give, okay? And reach down and pull out this amazing store of energy that's like, okay, bam, I pulled it out like a superhero. Like, you light up, like you glow and you're just like, okay, I can do this. and you bring that out, and you can achieve things, you know, and it may be exhausting in the end, but some of us may need that, you know, some people may need that. But Mars square Pluto, I would say to be very, for everyone as a collective, especially if you are a cardinal sign, which is Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer. Okay, all the cardinal signs, to be mindful of. I'm not saying everybody's going to get beat up and abused, okay, but a Mars and Pluto transit, especially a challenging one, it can be one where some people may get like physically violent, like more violent during this time, you know. So like try to steer clear of that, and try not to express that out, you know. Like my husband is a Mars and Libra, and he's a Capricorn ascendant. So he's really feeling this tension. He's also a Cancer sun. So he's like very calm, usually very nice, and usually handles things with like, you know, the utmost professionalism and fairness. But even last night, he was like, people have been testing me. People have been pushing my buttons. Like, you know, it's been hard for me as a nice person to remain nice. So yeah, there's a tension there with the Mars and Pluto square to be aware of, you know, that can come out sometimes as an outburst of violence, or, you know, like I can't take this ish anymore type of physical thing that happens to you, you know? So Mars square Pluto. Yeah. And it can be other people. Like you could just be chilling, a peaceful person, you know? And then here comes somebody else, like really pushing your buttons, pushing at you, pushing at you. I've been seeing a lot of that on social media via people that I follow. I even had like some ugly, like stupid comments. Usually people are pretty nice, you know, comments on my social media and YouTube, but I had people try to test me. People try to test me a few times, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm not giving into it. Like I just delete, and block. Like who cares? Go somewhere else with that, because it's not welcome here, you know? So yeah, just be mindful of the transit and of the possibilities of the negatives of it. And just remember, as with all astrological events, they show us that this too shall pass. That's what I love about astrology so much. That's why I love to teach it. I love to talk about it and spread the knowledge, is because it lets us know this too shall pass. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're aware of the energy being very tense, and you can have that in the back of your mind and be like, you know what? I remembered an astrologer said Mars square Pluto, and it's going to be wearing off soon. So I'm not going to give in, because you know what? This is like a temporary thing. So I don't have to make this temporary situation into a possibly permanent problem, okay? Or long-term problem, right? Jessica says, test is an understatement. Just hang in there, boo-boo, okay? That's all I have to say. The energy is intense, but there's still some good things going on. There's still some, you know, there's always like positive and negative stuff going on at the same time, guys. It's all about how you choose to tap into it, how you choose to react, okay? So, Yobiana says, she is the one pushing everyone's buttons. Girl, calm down. Don't do that. Be nice. All right, guys. So the next transit I'm going to talk about is the sun in Sagittarius. It enters Sag on the 21st of November. So if I have time, I'll go through every sign for that too. But that'll make the video extra long, okay? Because I'm already going to do the new moon in Scorpio. So we'll see how time flows for that, okay? So yes, thank you. Is it a good time to look for a job? Well, that depends. What is your rising sign? Let me know, and I will let you know. So yeah, the sun in Sagittarius, you know, just Sag energy in general is very, very, you know, it's a happy energy. It's like, I love Sag energy so much. I love Sag people because they're very much like, oh, I don't like negative Nancy's. And, you know, they really love to smile. Okay, so I know if you know a Sag that doesn't like to smile, check the rest of their chart. Okay, but I'm talking about isolating the energy of Sagittarius just by itself in general. It's ruled by Jupiter. It's normally very happy-go-lucky, smiling. And if you know Sag people, people who have a significant Jupiter placement, people who have ninth house placements, a lot of those people are the ones that they smile with all of their teeth, right? All the toofuses they have in their mouth, they show them like, bing, you know, and they smile a lot too. So those are the people that you really like in your life to be very motivational. A lot of people that have Sag energy or ninth house or Jupiter are the ones that, like, when I've done tons of readings, guys, and these are the ones that are always the motivational speakers. They're always the ones that are like life coaches and stuff like that, you know? So yeah, so Sag energy in general with the sun shifting there, it can bring some of that to us. And, you know, there are many, you know, tales and stories and everything behind why, and I live in the US, so this is mainly based on US stuff, guys. But why the holiday season is this time of year. It's in November and December and everything. And if you've noticed, you know, when we have all this big shopping time where everybody's shopping and stuff for the holidays in November, it's when the sun moves into Sag. Thanksgiving is when the sun moves into Sag, you know, and I know there's some terrible history behind Thanksgiving. We're not going to, we don't do that here in Coffee Talk. Okay. I don't get into all that stuff. I don't get into racism and politics and this and that, all the stuff that divides us, you know, I don't get into that. So I'm aware of that stuff, but I'm just talking about generalization, happier, more positive things. Okay. So Thanksgiving, break the word down. Thanksgiving, giving thanks, being thankful, being grateful, being generous. All of that stuff is this time of year. Sun in Sagittarius. I mean, Sag is like I said, it's ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the energy of being a big giver, like just wanting to give and saying there's plenty, there's so much for everybody. Don't worry about tomorrow, just smile. Yes, and being grateful. If you ever track your own personal transits, your own personal horoscope, guys, you will notice that when you have, for example, Jupiter goes into your sign. So all my Scorpios, you guys should be feeling jolly and happy and Jupiterian, okay? At least I hope you guys are. We still have a year left of Jupiter. So at some point, hopefully you guys feel like that, right? So Jupiter transits your sign, sun, moon, or ascendant. You have ninth house transits, like the sun moves into your ninth house, or Mercury or Venus. You feel more of a connection to spirit, you know, to the spirit of anything, of just being here and just being. And that's when you'll be like, you know what? I'm so happy and grateful just to be alive. You start counting your blessings, right? That is Sag energy. That's Jupiter. That's ninth house all day long. Okay. So I really hope that the sun moving into Sag brings more of that. It happens every year around the same date, you know. So yeah, we have Thanksgiving, and what happens? People say, I'm thankful for this, I'm grateful for that. People get together, they have a huge amount of food, like ridiculous amount of food. You know, here in the US, people will always post these plates of food and be like, yo, I had like 1, 2, 3 plates. I'm so stuffed. I'm so full, because it's about abundance too. Sagittarius energy is about abundance. So what do we do on Thanksgiving? We act like we're the most abundant people in the world, even if we're not, some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have all this food and we get together with family. We try to laugh and celebrate and have a good time. So that's Sag energy. It's eat, drink, and be merry, right? It's also travel. Sophia says she has travel on her mind. So we already have Mercury in Sag. It's been there for the majority of the month so far. So whatever Mercury in Sag has been highlighting for you, the sun is going to highlight even more. And yes, that has to do with travel. And why do you think people travel, at least, like I said, in the US, they travel back home the most during this time of year? Because we've got the sun in Sag, you know, traveling. So yeah. Pies, turkey, and sweets. Ooh, David, you know what? I'm a Taurus, honey. We love food. Don't even, you're going to make me starving right now, okay? Tamales too. Oh my God, I live for tamales. Tamales every year. Yes. Okay, you look forward to the mashed potato? Yes, there are good non-meat based dishes. Yes, I agree. Okay, so anyway, so that's the sun in Sag. Now, we also have on the 23rd, Neptune moves direct in the sign of Pisces. So Neptune rules Pisces. Anything we talk about with Neptune, anything we talk about with Pisces, anything we talk about 12th house, They all represent the same thing. Okay. All right. I will get to your question in a sec. So you are a Sun and Sag. Okay. Okay. But anyhow, yes, so I digress once again, sorry. So yeah, Neptune moving direct. So Neptune's energy when it's moving forward, when it's very super potent like it is in Pisces, it's ruling the sign that it rules. It is, you know, yeah, Neptune is about on a negative side about being very foggy, unclear, anything that can cause you to be unclear, anything that can cause you to be like really super hyper emotional too, and like very sensitive to the energies of other people around you. And also no boundaries is Neptune, you know, dissolvement of boundaries. Like there's no boundary between yourself and other people and what they're feeling and what they're thinking. And it's like you can morph into them, you know, it's kind of like you can stand there and you can just become like invisible and then just like morph into this person and feel what they feel and really physically feel it. You know what I'm saying? So that's Neptune's energy in Pisces and it's moving forward now. When it was retrograde, you know, Neptune retrograde is kind of like that fog machine is turned off. Okay. So things are not as foggy as usual, but it's still Neptune. Okay. So it's still going to be the fog machine. All right. But it's not as bad. When it goes direct, that's when it's back to moving forward. The fog is turned back on even stronger. And it's harder to see, it's harder to think, it's harder to rationalize, it's harder to understand logic and all that stuff. But see, Neptune is a planet that's generational. Like it has such a long transit, okay, of many, many years. I believe 14 years. I haven't looked in a minute, so forgive me if I'm wrong. But I know it's over a decade that Neptune is in a certain sign. So because it's so long, it's not something that it's like, bam, like we're zapped with so easily, like every single day on a daily basis. So the effects are going to be subtle as far as the shift of Neptune going direct. For some more than others, they will feel it though. They, especially if you're ruled by Neptune, like you're a Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. If you have like Pisces ascendant or whatever, you know, if you're Neptune ruled, like you have Neptune on your ascendant in your natal chart. Like there's so many things that I can list. But if you're very Neptunian already, you will definitely feel the shift a little more than everybody else of Neptune moving direct. So that happens on the 23rd. So if you are a person who has any personal planets or a point in your chart, your ascendant, your descendant, your IC or your MC at around 11 degrees of Pisces, you also especially are going to feel Neptune stationing, which means it's standing still and it's that fog is just whoosh, like it turns on like super potent, right? You're going to really feel that too. And then once it starts moving again, you know, that's when the effects start happening again. Yeah, which is, you know, sometimes being a little delusional. So like, for example, if you are if you have Mercury in Pisces around 11 degrees, yeah, then it's the fog machine is turned back on and your mental clarity is not going to be as much as it has been maybe in the last few months, you know? So you'll have to take extra steps towards mental clarity, like stuff like that, you know? So yeah, that's the sun moving in. I mean, sorry, Neptune moving direct on the 23rd of November. So that's all of the transits for the week as far as generally and collectively how it's affecting us. So I will go through every sign as far as how the new moon in Scorpio affects everybody. Okay. I'm going to take a sip of tea before I do that. And also don't forget, there's a lot of people that are just now tuning in or have tuned in a little later. So I'm trying to see by, you know, majority, like, does anybody have any celebrity people for me to look into their chart and see, like, are they trending? What's going on with them? Like, to explain something to help you guys learn astrology as an example. So yeah, let me know. Let me know. We did talk about Lil Peep a little bit, an artist who just had an passed from an overdose yesterday. Somebody mentioned Jamie Foxx and Katie Holmes. I know I've been talking about them for weeks and then I haven't done their chart yet. Tamar Braxton came up as well with her divorce. So yeah, let me know while I take a sip. I'm gonna look in the chat really quick. What is my favorite tea? Oh, I'm actually drinking it. It's I showed it last week. It's called Organic India Tulsi, Tulsi. It's a turmeric ginger tea, and it is beautiful. Oh my God, it tastes so good. And turmeric is really good for you. Okay, Jim Carrey. The Weekend. Ooh, The Weekend. Yeah, he's back in the news too because he is supposedly back with his ex, and then his ex is now back with her ex. What's going on with that, right? Yeah. I have some explanations for stuff like that too, astrologically. Yes, I do. Okay, Serena Williams. Okay. So I did see Lil Peep come up again. Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey. Um, you know what? I actually talked about Jim Carrey. I talked about Jim Carrey already like a few weeks ago or a month ago or sometime recently. Yeah, I did. So I want to cover somebody different though, you guys. Okay, Lil Peep, Tamar, Justin Bieber, and Selena. Okay, you guys. All right, I'm gonna just start putting tallies. Okay, I'm gonna put some tallies really quick of who you guys want me to look into. All right. Okay. Okay, cool. So anyway, let's get into the new moon in Scorpio, how it's going to affect every sign, and then we will get into the celebrity stuff. Okay. So, new moon in Scorpio, how's it going to affect everybody? And this is, once again, the new moon in Scorpio is on the 18th of November at 26 degrees of Scorpio. So, if you are a Scorpio sun and you were born around the 18th, maybe a few days before, a few days after the 18th of November, then yeah, this is definitely going to be a year of new beginnings for you when you have your solar return, aka your birthday. So happy birthday to any Scorpios too who have birthdays coming up very soon. If you have sun, moon, or ascendant around the 26th degree of Scorpio, this is also affecting you very, very closely. Or any other planets around the 26th degree of Scorpio. If a new moon hits one of those planets, then you got to look at what does that planet represent? And then also what houses it rules in your chart to see what other areas of life can be affected by the new moon. So just a little astrological tidbit there. Okay. How is Blake Shelton the sexiest male of 20? I don't know. I haven't even looked into that, but I've seen the headlines and I don't know. I'm not sure. Somebody chose him. So there's somebody in charge that chose him. Whatever. All right. So let's start out with for the new moon in Scorpio. If you are a sun, moon, or ascendant in the following signs, okay? So for Aries, sun, moon, or rising, how is the new moon in Scorpio going to be affecting you? So this is going to be in your 8th house. So everything that we talked about for a new moon in Scorpio in general, it is going to be your, like, how it's going to affect you, you know? So detoxification, all that stuff we talked about is definitely going to be for you, Aries. And then the 8th house, it can rule trauma. It can rule trauma, you know, like past trauma, things that really traumatized you, really hurt you, really wounded you. And you may still like hold on to some of it in the back of your mind and in your spirit. And that's when it becomes toxic. And like I said, it can kind of fester and linger. And then it can kind of like seep out some kind of way. You know what I mean? In ugly ways that make you act out in ugly ways, Aries. So maybe it could be time for you to just take a breather, take some time out. The 8th house is about being low key, you know, under the radar. So go under the radar for a little bit, breathe, relax, figure out your life, Aries. Like, what do I need to do? What do I need to get rid of? People that I need to cut off. And Aries are good at cutting people off, okay? So people that I need to cut off, things that I need to stop, behaviors, patterns. What do I need to get rid of that's toxic in my life? Okay, so that's what's going to be the highlight for you, Aries, with the new moon in Scorpio. So you guys are definitely a great candidate for anything detoxifying. That means detox your body, detox your mind, clear it out, do some meditation. You can write some affirmations, some things down. Some people like to write things down and then burn them with lunar events. With an 8th house, and especially a Scorpio new moon, it might be a good ritual to do. So yeah, for Aries people, look into some rituals, you know, to let go of certain things. Also the 8th house, it does rule more than just that. It's also like Joint assets, joint finances. So there could be a new beginning with that for Aries people. Maybe you guys may inherit something. Maybe you guys might have like a bank account that you start up with your significant other. You know, you guys decide, you know what, let's join forces financially. You guys may decide to hire people beneath you, you know, or have a new beginning with, like, maybe clear out your old employees if you're an employer, and then just start fresh and new with a new batch of people. Okay, so anything to do with money that you share with other people, and anything psychological, it's definitely a good time to start fresh and new and clear some old things out, honey. Okay, so the ground could be fertilized for something brand new for Aries people. So yeah, don't get too caught up in the 8th house, the darkness of the 8th house. So Aries, that's what I would advise you guys of, because remember, with transits, this too shall pass. Okay, all right. So next is Taurus. Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. How is the new moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? So this is happening in your 7th house, which is relationships. Ooh, everybody likes to hear about relationships, right? So Tauruses, this is a new beginning. That means there could be a new chapter within an existing relationship. So let's talk about the Tauruses that are already in a relationship. Okay, then we'll get to you single Tauruses, what it means. So a new moon, if you are partnered or coupled, this can mean a new chapter. That means you guys were not married, you guys were not engaged or whatever. Now you decide to take things to that level. Like, it's a newness for you guys. You guys can decide, you know, if you broke up with somebody, maybe get back together with them and start clean with a fresh slate, because you guys realize the toxic behaviors that you both had. You had some time to recharge, come back, you know, so you guys can get back together with somebody, possibly, for Scorpio people. I mean, Taurus people, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Now, also, if you are coupled, yeah, it's just maybe like realizing, like, well, you know, we need that spark back. You know what I'm saying? We need that spark back in our relationship. What can we do to get it, to feel like we have new love again, like in the beginning? So that could be dope. So for Tauruses that are single, this can mean that you guys have a new relationship that begins, okay? It means that you may have to let go of a relationship in order to welcome in new energy. You got to detox the old out, you know? So some of you guys may be cutting some people off. Tauruses are good at that too. We're good at ignoring people, like, you don't exist to me anymore. Okay, once I'm done with you, whatever. So some Tauruses may have to do that. It can also mean, yeah, it can also mean a realization about what you do or don't do within relationships, who you want, who's your ideal partner, just anything relationships, realizations, okay? Clarity on the topic. If you are not looking for a relationship and you're a Taurus, new moon in your 7th house can simply mean just how you relate to other people. You can have a realization of how to do it better. You know what I'm saying? Or it can also, the 7th house can also mean like how other people, like it could be the populace, you know, like popularity. So some of you guys can have a new beginning as far as like your popularity. Okay, but it is about relationships with other people for Tauruses. So good luck to you guys. So for Gemini, sun, moon, or rising, the new moon in Scorpio, how is it affecting you? This is in your 6th house, Gemini. So this is the house of work and the house of health. Stuff that I know is not fun, Gemini. Geminis love to be entertained. You guys don't like to be bored. And I bet hearing work and health, you're like, I roll times 1,000, because that sounds boring. But listen, if you are a Gemini who does have concerns about that area of life, you know, there's good news for you. There's a renewal there. And guys, don't forget, we've still got Venus there. We've got Jupiter there. You know, Venus is going to be there the rest of the month, Jupiter, and for another year. Okay, so there's mostly good stuff happening for everybody in the area of Scorpio in their lives. So back to you guys, Gemini. This is work and health. Okay, so if you're a Gemini, sun, moon, or rising, and you're trying to look for a job, especially sun and rising though, this can mean a new job position at your existing company. This could be you let go of a job. You say, you know what, peace out, because I want to be happy. hold up. I'm sorry, Geminis. I'm making up words here under your side. Okay. I want to be happy with the work that I do. And what I'm doing right now isn't giving me that feeling. So you know what? I need to get out there and figure out what makes me happy and do it. You know what I'm saying? A promotion can happen. Yeah, like I said, a new position, a new company, somebody may leave. And hopefully, if you have like annoying bosses or people that are like hovering over you or people that are all up in your business, Gemini, that just get on your nerves, hopefully a new moon can mean they're leaving. They're leaving your work environment and you're just like, okay, good. Now I can have some peace and happiness around here, okay? Because this gossiping old hen is gone, okay? So now I could be the gossiping hen. I'm just kidding, Gemini. Just kidding. I love you guys. Just kidding. But something pleasant and new with your work environment. So yeah, that can mean quitting. And for some of you guys, I'm gonna be honest, it can mean getting fired. But getting fired means when one door closes, another one opens. Okay, so look at it that way if that happens to some of you guys. So when it comes to health, new beginning with health. You guys are a good candidate as well for doing something to detoxify your body and also the environment around you, because the sixth house, it equates to Virgo, which equates to cleaning and clean freak stuff and organization. So you guys can incorporate new ways to, yes, thank you, Liz. Excuse me, thank you, Liz. It can mean new work responsibilities. Yes, ma'am. But it can mean your environment around you. You want it to be more organized. You want it to make sense, you know, to you, and to like better your life. You know what I'm saying? So a new moon there can help you to figure out ways to actually do that and achieve that. Okay. Yeah, so detox, maybe you guys may start going to the gym, get a new gym membership, okay? You guys may decide to change your diet and change it for the better, to better your health, okay? So yeah, that's for Gemini. Yes, new work. You don't want those new work responsibilities? Okay, well, hopefully it's something else for you then, mysterious moon. All right, so moving on to Cancer. Cancer, sun, moon, or rising. How's the new moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? So this is happening in your fifth house. So this is good news for Cancers. It's good news. And I know Cancers always feel picked on, and you guys say, why is my astrological sign named after a disease, and why us all the time, all this stuff. But guess what? There's some good things happening for Cancers, okay, to smile about, to be happy about, because fifth house energy, your fifth house is lit up, Cancers, all right? The fifth house is a house of it's a house of joy and happiness. It's one of them. Okay, joy and happiness, getting out there, doing hobbies, doing things that make your heart just glow, like your heart chakra glows, okay? So, yes, Liz, I feel you on that. I have one of those too, okay? Yeah, they need some good news, right? But yeah, it's getting out there and doing exciting, fun things, okay? That can mean by yourself, that can mean with a partner, that can mean with your children, and I know Cancers usually love children and family and stuff. So yeah, being childlike yourself, going out with your kids, doing fun things, going out with a partner, going out with friends, getting into some hobbies. Cancers, listen, if you are a creative Cancer, your creativity, your creative best can be so enhanced during fifth house transits. The sun there, the new moon there, Jupiter there, Venus there. I mean, come on now. These are all like benefic energies, okay? So you guys better get into those hobbies. You better start showing off your skills, and don't be shy, okay? Don't be shy, Cancers, because the world needs to see what beautiful talents that you have. You just need to get them out there. So yeah, this is a really good time with the new moon there to release a new creative project, perhaps for Cancer people. A new moon in the fifth house. Hey, it can also mean a new beginning with a romance. So if you Cancers, if some of you guys have been looking for romance and you've been like not getting anywhere, not catching any fish when you throw your line out there, it's been dry. Okay, your phone has been dry. Okay, like you don't have any boo things hitting you up, Cancer. When you have fifth house transits, trust me, that phone will light up. All right. So one of my BFFs is a Cancer, and she always is like, I don't have any dates, blah, 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 blah. I'm not really having fun. Now she can stop complaining to me about it. I'll be like, girl, your phone is going to be lit up. Okay. So for Cancers, yes, fun, fun, fun. All right. Do stuff with your kids. And you guys are also extra fertile. Just letting you know. Laura said, oh, hey, Laura, what's up, girl? I remember you. I hope you're doing well. Laura says she's been playing in Photoshop all day. Yes, get it. And drawing, yes, get those creative skills, girl. Get them. All right, so now moving on to Leo. Leo, sun, moon, or rising, the new moon in Scorpio, how it's affecting you guys. This is in your fourth house. This is your family. This is your comfort, your security. This is the area of life that rules your house, the actual house you live in, your home environment, all that good stuff, right? So, hey, girl. So, yeah, Leos, you guys can be moving. You guys can be moving. You guys, hopefully it's a good move though. I mean, I'm sure with Venus and Jupiter there too, it's probably a good move for you guys. So some of you guys could be moving. Some of you guys are looking for a house. Some of you guys could be closing the deal on a house, signing the papers, getting the keys, you know, all that good stuff. Some of you guys can finally just find the house and get the process started. Some of you guys may be decorating your house, okay? You might be decorating. So yeah, beautifying your home, because while Venus is there, she represents beauty, right? And she's in your home. Okay. So, and the new moon is like, you know what? I figured it out. The new, you know, flair, because Leos, you guys are all about the flair, right? I'm sure you guys know what I mean by that. I want some new flair up in my house. So yeah, this is how I'm getting it. So yeah, you can figure it out, you know, with the new moon in Scorpio. This can mean also a new beginning in regards to your family itself, like some new things happening within your family, people moving in, people moving out, you know, stuff like that. My mom is a Leo rising, and she has lived in a different state for like 6 years, and now she is temporarily moving back here to where we live now, to help out with my father, and you know, the whole thing with my dad, and you know, just to be more with family, be more around families. Your life is going to be more centered around your family, Leos. So, and that's good, because you know, like I said, this is the holiday season, at least in the US. This is the time where it's time to get warm and cozy, you know, chill in the house, watch movies, eat some good food, like with the people that you love and care about. So Leos will really be enjoying that. And the new moon is going to bring some new developments. You know, maybe it's repairing and patching up a family relationship too, Leo. So I wish you guys all the best. All right. So now on to Virgo. Virgo, sun, moon, or rising. How is the new moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? So Virgo, this is your third house. And this can mean for Virgos like a new beginning in regards to how you travel, how you get around, all that stuff. A new vehicle for some of you guys, you know, or if you travel by public transportation, maybe learning how to take a new route and saying, you know what, I don't want to ride my bike anymore. I want to take the train or the bus, or, you know, maybe it's time for me to stop public transportation and get me a car, you know, so something like that for Virgo people. This can mean a new beginning in the lives of your siblings, your other relatives other than like your parentals, you know, your siblings, your uncles, your cousins, like new renewal of a relationship with any of those people too. This can also mean like a new communication device. And Virgos are usually Virgos are very good with technology, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So you guys are usually good with that stuff. So yeah, like some new techie stuff, you know, like a new phone, a new laptop, a new tablet for Virgo people. New ways to communicate with others is on the horizon for you guys. And also this can mean some of you guys taking some classes, getting some certifications, learning some skills. And I'm sure Virgos are all about that. You guys are usually all about the learning, all about yeah, like being able to fix things and do things with your hands, you know, and be handy and helpful to others. So learning new ways to do that with the new moon in Scorpio. Oh, AY says Virgo rising, and the new moon will be in her third house. Just got her new car yesterday. Congratulations, hunty. I hope you enjoy that new car. So see, guys, with the lunar events, you can see the effects of them leading up to the day of, you know, even like a few days before, you may see the events, you know, occurring or starting to occur, and even a few days after. Although it is recommended that you wait until the moon is visible to actually initiate things. But if it's things that are like, I don't know, sometimes you may still do things anyway, okay? And plus, for that Virgo rising that just said she just got a new car, Venus and Jupiter are in your third house as well. So that can also mean a new car, you know? So yeah, anyway, love the Virgo humor, queen of sarcasm. Yes, they are. I love Virgo humor too. I love their sarcasm. Okay, so now moving on to Libra. Libra, sun, moon, or rising. How's the new moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? Well, this is in your second house. The second house is money, 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 resources, finances, all of that, okay? So it's also wants versus needs. So it's not always the money that you earn, even though I always mention that because that's general, what it usually means, the second house, but it's also wants versus needs. Oh my gosh, let me tell you. When you have some transits through your second house, this is when you could be the most challenged with, do you want this or do you need this? How are you budgeting your money? You know, what are you spending it on and all that good stuff. So yeah, like I have Mercury in my second house right now, Libra. So that's exactly what I keep thinking every time I go and purchase something. So you guys have Venus, you got Jupiter there, now the new moon. And it's like, do I want this or do I need this? Do I really need this name brand thing or can I get a dupe for it? You know, that's a lot cheaper, but still the similar quality. So yeah, wants versus needs, right? So you guys can be making a decision in regards to wants versus needs or in regards to your finances, yes. So some of you guys can be deciding to whether or not to ask for a raise, or maybe you might receive a raise even without asking, you know, they just reward you for something. Excuse me. With Jupiter in your second house, it's a very, it's a great energy for receiving monetary rewards for your own efforts and hard work. So yeah, maybe some of you Libras may get a raise or start a new job or get a second job. Okay, a new way to earn and to make money. Get a new budgeting plan, get a new savings account, you know, a new investment of some sort that could be long term. Okay, so yeah. New beginning with finances with Libras. Some of you guys may actually invest in like a large purchase too with a new moon in your second house. So hopefully it's one that actually can bring you back some kind of, it holds its value, it retains its value. So in the future, if you want to sell it, you can still make a little moolah, you know what I'm saying, Libra? So yeah, new beginnings with money, okay? So now on to Scorpio. Before I lose my voice, let me take a sip before I cover my Scorpios with my Scorpio cup of tea. All right, so Scorpio. Oh, that's so much better. Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. How is the new moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? I mean, this is your sign. So, you know, this is just some brand new beginnings for you guys in general, you know, just anywhere in your life. Okay. Anywhere in your life, you can have a new beginning. So, this can just be one of those transits where you're like, I have a new attitude, like Patti LaBelle, like that song from back in the day. I don't know. Some of you guys may be too young for that, but I've got a new attitude. All right. A brand new me. You may hear a lot of Scorpios saying that or saying, you know what? Scorpios, like I said, they're one of the signs that are really good at cutting people off. So they may be like, you know what? You got to go. You got to go. You've got to go. You're toxic. You're toxic. Bye. Peace out. Good riddance. You don't exist to me anymore. So a lot of Scorpios may be doing that in order to feel free and liberated from toxic people. So they can just be like, you know what? Now I can breathe. Okay. Because before I had a pain in my chest and I couldn't breathe. But now I can breathe, all right? So that can mean with people. That can mean with things. That can mean with behaviors, with, you know, because Scorpio, yeah, even we Scorpios can have behaviors that are not that great, you know, that are toxic to our own selves. Because I just talked about this with another astrologer friend last night, that Scorpios can sting themselves sometimes, you know, like we can destroy ourselves. Yeah, so... Yes, I'm trying to breathe, Perla, okay, but keep getting choked up. But yeah, so letting go. Like Scorpios, we can have a hard... See, here's the thing about Scorpio, because Scorpio can either be on one extreme or the other, okay? Excuse me. We can either be extremely good at letting go to where it's like we can just light a match and throw it behind us, whoosh, like that movie with Angela Bassett, Waiting to Exhale. She just burned that guy's stuff up, right? And his car, boom, you know, and didn't look back. Scorpios can be like that. Okay, so we may be doing that. Or we can be also the kings and queens of still clinging on because we still feel like a soul tie and a soul bond to someone or something. So it can be difficult to let go because we feel like we will die, like our souls and our bodies merged with whatever this is. So if we let go of it, it's kind of like a part of us is gonna die, and we could be afraid of that. But this new moon is going to be encouraging some brand new. We have the fall season, and I know in different parts of the world, it's in different times of the year. But just in general, we have the fall and we have the winter. That's when things that are alive, like the leaves and plants and things, they shrivel up and they crumble and they fall off, right? And then what happens in the spring? It's renewed. So this can be a time where we have to let something crumble away because we can anticipate brand new growth. Okay, so that could be anywhere. It doesn't have to even involve other people. It could just be with ourselves, Scorpio. So Scorpios are also a great candidate for doing things like detoxification of your body, doing an actual detox, going on a different diet. I've actually been considering that the last few days, and I'm a Scorpio rising. So yeah, a new diet. Like I've just felt like, you know what, I want to go in the fridge and throw out anything that falls under, this, that, or the other, and just finally just do it. Just start a new diet. And it could be that for Scorpios. It could be we want to do something different to our appearance, even because we've got the Venus, we've got Jupiter. Now the new moon in Scorpio. It could be like, you know what, I've decided what I want to do to change my look or whatever. So that's what I'm going to do now. So bam, the new moon is a time to initiate that. So anything, anywhere, in any aspect of life, Scorpio, we can let go, we can detox, we can let things crumble and fall away because we know that like a snake, we can shed our skin that's dead. That's in the past now, honey, okay? And we can grow new. The phoenix bird burned down to the ashes. We can arise fresh and new and more powerful than more indestructible than we were the last time. So yeah, that's for Scorpios. Yes, Claire says, so true. She started running in the morning and cutting out carbs, eating more greens. You go, girl. Yes, and you're a Scorpio. That's what I'm talking about. So fellow Scorpios, you may do the same things that Claire mentioned. So next up is Sag, sun, moon, or rising. How is the new moon in Scorpio going to affect you guys? Well, this is your 12th house. Okay, so the 12th house is also, it's a house of letting go as well, because it's a house that is on the zodiac wheel and on the natal chart wheel. The 12th house is very last. So when you think of our life cycle in general, with the first house / Aries being the baby being born, you go all the way around, and the last one is 12th. What happens there? That's where people are at the end of their lives, and they're really reflecting back on the rest of their lives. Like, before, how have I lived? What have I done? What have I achieved? What have I accomplished? What did I not do that I still have time to do? And also, sometimes the reflection thing could be like, well, who's hurt me? And what's happened to me in the past, and kind of thinking about those things that can kind of make you sink down deep into that 12th house ocean of emotion, right? So for some Saggies, it can be time to let go of something or someone, period. Okay, so it could be anything. This is also the house of getting in touch with your inner self, your spirit, the spirit world, if you're a believer in that, and angels, guides, spirits, all that good stuff. Also, I would say pay attention to your dreams, Sagittarius, around the new moon, because you could receive a message from your dreams that can help you to further yourself in life. Like you can have a visit from a loved one who's passed on, or from a spirit guide, or whatever, your inner conscious, whatever you believe in, can give you some insight into things. Because once we hit Sag season, it's on and popping, okay? That's the time to really take action with what you want to do, brand new and fresh in your life, okay? So a new moon in Scorpio is going to help you to let go of things, to prepare for starting fresh, anywhere in life. So that's for Saggy. Now on to Capricorn. Cappy, sun, moon, or rising. The new moon in Scorpio is in your 11th house. So that means friends and people that you associate yourself with. Okay. So that means that, yeah, friends or groups. Groups can mean not even like close friends. It can mean acquaintances. It can mean people that you associate yourself with at work, like work related groups, you know. It can mean people on the internet groups that you belong to. Okay. It can mean your social media. That can be 11th house. So a brand new beginning there. All right. So yeah, for Cappies, it can mean a new beginning within an existing friendship. It can mean a new beginning, like you let go of an old toxic friendship and you're like, you know what? I don't need them anymore. Okay. Because hanging around them, it's not good for me. It's not good for my reputation. And Cappies are all about their reputation. Okay. So if you decide that hanging around certain people, it's going to tarnish that. New moons could be like, I'm starting new with my friends. No new friends. Or if they are new friends, they're going to be different than the last ones and I'm cutting off the old ones, you know? Or it could just be, yeah, a new friendship, new beginning with like a new friendship. It can mean that you decide to put a website up finally. Okay, you initiate something on social media. New moon in the 11th house, wonderful for new things launched on social media. Okay, so this is for Cappies. Any Cappies that are in the house. I actually not know personally, but somebody that I follow on YouTube and social media, I know that they are launching something new with the new moon in Scorpio, and they are a Capricorn moon. And also they're having issues with their friends too, and it's a very public thing. So yeah. Yes. So that's for a Capricorn. New beginnings with friends, with groups. That can mean cutting some people off. Okay. It can mean deciding to join a new organization of some sort. Okay. Something that's going to really boost your career, boost your rep, something that's beneficial to you. New acquaintances even. Okay. So for Cappy, that's what the new moon is going to bring you guys. So for Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising, how is the new moon in Scorpio affecting you? This is in your 10th house of career and your public image, your title, what people know you as, how they know you. Like when they talk about you, Aquarius, what do they say? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what that is, the 10th house. The 10th house is your public reputation or image or status, social status, which can also mean like the title that you hold within your relationship. Are you married, divorced, engaged, whatever? So some Aquarians, I have an Aquarius rising homegirl, and she's working on that divorced status, okay? So I'm not saying all Aquarians are getting a divorce, but that's just an example of how this is working out. She is working on it, okay? So she can be a divorced woman instead of married to some loser bum dude, okay? So it can also mean your career, like a new beginning with your career. This is another good transit, a new moon in the 10th house to launch something publicly. If you really wanted to gain a lot of attention, if you really wanted to have a good reception, because once again, we've got Venus there, we've got Jupiter up there. This is like prime time career stuff for Aquarians. I'm like so excited for you guys. So hopefully this new moon helps to really usher something new in that maybe you've already been working on when all these other planets have been transiting through Scorpio. So yes, newness with career for Aquarians and possibly your relationship status. So next up is Pisces. Pisces, sun, moon, or rising. How is the new moon in Scorpio affecting you guys? So this is in your 9th house. Excuse me. Some Pisces may decide to do something new with their education, like to go back to school or to start school for the first time. They may decide to that they need a mentor. You know, the 9th house is mentorship too. It's gurus. It's people that you look up to that you know, you can follow behind and really be inspired by them. So you guys may have a new inspiration that you receive, you know, whether it's through a person or it's through like just your own self. You realize like, you know what, I'm super inspired to do blah, 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 blah now. I'm going to go out there and do it. Okay. Excuse me. Losing my voice. But yeah, Pisces, or it could be travel. It could be travel. Okay. So it could be you guys deciding to go on a new trip, changing some travel plans, perhaps. It could be that you go to a new place that you've never been before ever in your life, like for the first time ever. Okay. Because like I said, for all the other signs, not only is there a new moon there, but we're going to still continue to have Venus and Jupiter, very positive planetary energies there in that 9th house. So I would imagine it could be good, you know, for a trip somewhere far away, because Jupiter in the 9th, that is prime time for travel. Okay. For like to go to exotic foreign places, you know, and it is prime time for education too. So I really hope you Pisces are able to manifest something really dope, like, and to be inspired and to be grateful and appreciative of life and everything in it, and just be a happy person to where you spread, you know, your happiness and your joy and all that stuff, positivity to other people. So the new moon can help usher in something new, some new development in those regards for Pisces people. Excuse me. So that's it for the new moon forecast portion of Coffee Talk. And if you're going to tune out because you don't really care to listen to celebrity stuff and whatever, celebrity examples of astrological placements or whatever, that's cool. If you're going to tune out, peace. Don't forget, I do offer readings. However, quick announcement, I'm not accepting any new clients until after Thanksgiving. That way I can still have time to manage all the craziness with my family stuff. At the same time, is still give existing clients their readings and give them still the same attention and love and everything. I really give a lot of care and time to my readings. So I still want to give that, want to make sure everybody's taken care of. It's already ordered a reading. Then I will proceed after Thanksgiving to accept new clientele. So if you would like a reading after Thanksgiving, hit me up. My link is below. Also, I still have the GoFundMe up for my father and his condition with having terminal cancer. I appreciate everybody who's given me suggestions, sent me emails, sent me like all kinds of information, videos to watch. You better believe I have watched them. I have studied. I have been studying the natural remedies. I have been trying some of those out. Unfortunately, with pancreatic cancer, it's one of the worst ever. Okay. And it can be very aggressive. So still dealing with that. But I have been definitely thankful and appreciative of all the pouring in of the advice and the well wishes and all of that stuff, and donations, you know, because they have helped out tremendously. So I thank you. My family thanks you for everybody that has, you know, sent me anything on that. But anyway, so Coffee Talk. Who should we talk about? I got so many suggestions, you guys, and I'm just like, woof. My mind is like all over the place. I saw, you know what, actually, how about this? I will talk about, I'll talk about Lil Peep. Okay, Lil Peep. We'll look at his chart really quick. Also, if I have time, then I'll cover the weekend, because he's a Scorpio moon conjunct Pluto. And there's like all this stuff with his, like, you know, love life popping off right now. And it's like, why is that? Why, you know? So, oh, and Jordan Sparks. Girl, Jordan Sparks. Okay, let me give a mention to Jordan Sparks really quick. So I did look into Jordan Sparks the other day, because she just announced that she's pregnant and she's married, like suddenly, right? And it's like she's secretly married, right? I saw, like, I watched a video and they were talking about her, and this person that did this video also does videos on like everybody, you know, who's in the headlines or whatever. And they also had a video that said Jordan Sparks secretly recorded her ex something, right? So, and I'm like, Jordan Sparks secretly, she has some Scorpio somewhere. Okay. I was like, she does, to be very private like that. And I looked at, oh, I have to look at her chart again, guys. I looked at it the other day, but she has something in Scorpio. I think moon in Scorpio. Moon and or Venus in Scorpio. So that's why she's private. She's kept these things under wraps. And also, a common transit for marriage for a lot of people is when Saturn goes into their sign. Okay. So Jordan Sparks is a Sagittarius sun, and Saturn is just, it's not like conjunct her sun. Okay. Like by degree, but it's in the same sign as her sun. So she is a person that is definitely feeling the pressure of Saturn. You know what I mean? Like they're feeling it, like the feeling of pressure of responsibility. Okay. So yeah, like that's why Saturn is now moving forward. It's in its last leg of Sagittarius. So I've seen a lot of Saggies get married, have babies, or like people that have Sag, like planets in Sag, all of a sudden they're doing that in the last like year or two, you know, when usually Sag energy likes its freedom. It's very childlike a lot of times, likes fun, likes travel, going all over the place. So yeah, the pressure. Yeah, so that's why Jordan Sparks is suddenly married and pregnant, okay? Wingstar says, she is a Sag and got married last year. Yes, because Saturn is like, girl, it's time. Boys, it's time to grow up. And I'm sure a lot of you Sagittarius have been like, no, I don't want to grow up. I want to still run around and travel and do me. But Saturn, Papa Saturn, when Saturn comes around, he's like, nah, playtime's over. All right, son. All right. So anyway, I'm going to look into Little Peep's chart and I'm going to show it to you guys. If you don't really care or know who that is, you can tune out, and I still love you, and maybe I'll see you next week. But who is Little Peep? He is a person who was an artist. I think he was more of an underground artist, not completely mainstream. And he was very young, only 21 years old. He overdosed yesterday morning, okay? The morning of the 16th of November. What had happened was he was on a tour for his music, doing shows. He stopped somewhere, and they were like waiting for him. Everybody's waiting around for him, looking for him. And one of his friends, and actually his friend Snapchatted. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. I saw that Snapchat video and it was very disturbing. I was like, I can't unsee that, and I wish I could, okay? Because one of his friends was like, yeah, on Snapchat, I'm gonna go into the tour bus. I'm gonna check on Lil Peep. I'm gonna see what he's doing. He said he's gonna be working out and exercising before the show. Let's see if he's really doing that. He walks in and Lil Peep is like, he's unconscious. Let's just say that. And his friend is like, oh, never mind, you know? Yes. The story about Little Peep. Yes. He is a Scorpio. He's a Scorpio sun. He was born November 1st, 1996. Don't have his birth time, but he is a Scorpio with a Cancer moon. And it is said that he has suffered a lot from depression, okay? He's suffered a lot from depression. And I saw in his chart, let me show you guys his chart really quick. Let me screen share. And hopefully the screen share actually works this time, okay? Because last week I just had like my big old head up in the camera and I thought I was screen sharing. So my apologies for that, guys. I didn't realize that until later. Okay, so let's look at this. Start screen share. Okay, so here's the chart of Little Peep. I put his ascendant, I put his time at 6 a.m. So that way, you know, this is a solar chart. Okay, so let me just make sure that this chart is able to be seen. Okay, so it is showing up. Okay. All right, so Little Peep, this is his chart. Once again, he's an artist, rapper, slash, I don't know. He's a young artist, all right? So this is what's going on. Depression, what can be causing that? First of all, Cancer moon. Moon in Cancer already is very highly emotional. So he was a highly emotional guy. They said that the style of rap that he did was emo rap. And I'm like, yo, that is so appropriate for a Cancer moon with a Scorpio sun and Mercury to do emo rap, right? So he has possibly a moon opposite Neptune. Okay. And so moon opposite Neptune, anything that is like an opposition to Neptune, a conjunction, like a challenging aspect to Neptune can cause somebody to a lot of times slip into things like drugs and substances as an escape. This is the planet of escapism, okay? Moon is emotion. So in order to escape all these deep emotions, what did he do? He took substances, unfortunately, right? So also what's going on transit-wise? Well, we don't know the exact degree of his moon because we don't know what time he was born. But there's a great possibility that Pluto, which is at right now, Pluto is at the 17th degree of Capricorn. It could be opposite his moon. If his moon is anywhere from like, let's say, from 9 until like 25 degrees of Cancer, then he could have Pluto opposing the moon. So Pluto opposing the moon is a time where I know actually a couple other cancers and cancer moons that are kind of wilding out right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, that can also equal depression and doing and saying things that are a little outlandish and thinking about death a lot, unfortunately, because Pluto is a ruling planet of death. And the moon is your emotions and it's your inner thoughts. So his thoughts could have been looking at Pluto. Okay. Think of the moon looking at Pluto. And what does Pluto represent? Hello. So poor guy, right? So also, what happened the day of his passing? Well, the moon was in Libra. I think the moon was in Libra that day, or early degree Scorpio. Okay. So also, we have Jupiter and Venus conjunct. And remember what I said about Jupiter and Venus conjunct, guys. They are, they equal indulgence, which is overindulgence, overdoing it, okay? So Mercury and the sun together. Mercury is your thinking. Jupiter is in conjunction with his Mercury, and Venus. Venus is enjoyment. So he did do drugs for enjoyment, some form of enjoyment. I'm sure he did it as a coping mechanism as well. I'm not denying that. But excuse me. So he did that as a way of enjoying himself. And he overdosed, overdid it with the indulgence and enjoyment, okay? So that's what happened to him. He had too much of he did a little video like before that tour, while he was on his tour bus, he's like, hey guys, I just took 6 Xanax, but I'm still cool, I'm still good, I'm still alive, blah, 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 blah. And then hours later, he was gone. So 6 Xanax, that's a bit much, right? Like more than a bit much. So that's definitely a downside to Venus and Jupiter. On top of that, they're both making an aspect to Neptune, which once again rules drugs and substances. And let's talk really quick, guys, about Neptune and Pisces. This Neptune and Pisces generation that we're in right now, this is a reason, and I'm going to stop screen sharing real quick. This is a reason for, I'm not going to get too political once again, but it's a reason for the epidemic of drugs, okay? Like drugs meaning prescription drugs. Everybody doing prescription drugs. Like it's an epidemic now with not just kids, but adults. And then all this music nowadays has a lot of heavily like drug influenced lyrics, you know? And of course, music has always, since we've had popular music in the 20th century, 21st century, has always had influences of drugs hidden in there. Like back in the 70s, remember, or 60s or whatever, Puff the Magic Dragon. I love that song. I had a little record on a little kid toy record player, Puff the Magic Dragon. I love that song. I grew up and I learned that that song that I loved was about drugs, drug references hidden in the song. Nowadays, drug references are just in there. Percocet, Molly Percocet. Hello. Okay, like that's just, you're just saying the names of the drugs. And these pharmaceutical companies, once again, I'm not going to get all political, but I've been dealing a lot with, you know, with my father's condition and hospitals and all this and drugs and everything. And it's like everything could be cured by a pill, by a drug, by, you know, by just, oh, here, you got this going on here, there's a pill for this, but then there's a side effect, and then you got to take a drug for that, and then there's side effects to that, and to that. So then pretty much you're taking like all these drugs and substances to try to cure something. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So Neptune being in Pisces is definitely influencing more of a wave of that going on. Okay, so unfortunately this kid has been like a victim of that, and not saying he's an innocent victim and he didn't do anything like wrong, like to really cause this to happen. Yeah, he did. He did it to himself, you know. But yeah, this is definitely, excuse me, this is definitely a Neptune and Pisces thing, is pharmaceuticals being a problem, opioids being a problem, you know. So yes, parents, talk to your kids about this stuff, okay? Try to find other ways of naturally coping and healing from things without drugs, if you can. If it's like the drug will save your life, okay, well then whatever. But if there's alternatives, find alternatives. Encourage your kids to find alternatives to taking, popping pills, Okay. It's not cool to pop pills and be like, oh, I'm out of it. Like, why is that cool? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's that. Yes, that is Neptune and Pisces, and Neptune does rule music. Yes, it does, Judith. Yeah, it can take you to other places. I agree with that. So what else? People were requesting that I talk about Tamar Braxton. Oh, yes. Okay, so hold on. Before I get into her, someone said, caused by Saturn in your chart with addictions. Saturn in your chart and addictions. Well, that all depends. Hold on, let me take a sip real quick. Okay, we're streaming a long time. That's why I'm losing my voice. I'm sorry, guys. But Saturn is linked to depression, depending upon where it is in your chart, and if you're having a heavy transit of Saturn. Also, so some people may cope with that Saturnian pressure by escaping through substances. So yeah, it can be linked to that in a way. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, Tamar Braxton, what's going on with her? People are like, oh, she's divorcing her husband, Vince, her husband slash manager, Vince. So Tamar Braxton, let me look at her chart really quick. What's going on with her to cause like divorce, you know, in her life right now? There's several celebrities that are divorcing, and I always look at their astrology to see why is this happening, you know, so that way we can all learn and see if we're having a difficult transit like they are. Maybe it doesn't have to end in divorce, you know. Maybe we can be aware of it, more aware of it, and work it out or handle it differently, you know, just saying. So Tamar Braxton, I think there's not a birth time for her. But no, yeah, it says unknown birth time. But, you know, she comes across as very Gemini to me. Very Gemini, maybe a Gemini rising. She does have the Sun conjunct Mercury in Pisces. Sun conjunct Mercury people can come off Gemini-esque, kind of, sort of, a lot of times. They can talk fast sometimes or be very chatty and witty and communicative and all that stuff. I have the Sun conjunct Mercury too, and yeah, people have told me, asked me before, are you a Gemini? No, but I have Sun conjunct Mercury, you know. But she may have Gemini in her chart because their father, the Braxton's father, he's a Gemini sun, and so the sun in the chart can represent the father for people. So she has Sun conjunct Gemini. That makes sense, but I still think maybe she could be Gemini rising. Could be. But her chart is on Astro Theme. Let's take a look. And I haven't even like already taken a look at her chart, guys. I'm just doing this all live. Okay, so just bear with me. Let's see what transits are going on to cause her divorce from Mr. Vince, whatever his last name is. Sorry, I forgot. Okay. So divorce, let's see, does she have any Saturn stuff going on? Well, you know what? If she were a Gemini rising, which I highly suspect her to be, Saturn is transiting through Sagittarius, and that is the 7th house of relationships and marriage for Gemini. So it could be, she could be Gemini rising. But also, for the Neptune and Sagittarius generation, okay, Saturn is transiting over our Neptunes. What does that mean? We are learning hard lessons about things involving merging ourselves with other people, boundaries between ourselves and others, illusions, delusions. Where were we not seeing things clearly? Where were we not seeing the truth? Where are we lying to ourselves, allowing others to lie to us, so on and so forth, okay? So Saturn is transiting over her Neptune. That could be an indicator. It could be. It could be. Also, let's see what's going on. Well, she is a Pisces. Excuse me. There was an eclipse in Pisces earlier this year, and the effects of eclipses can last for up to 6 months or so. So that could be a contributing factor, because eclipses, I picture eclipses as like an earthquake. Like they'll rock an area of your life. They can do some damage, and they can cause cracks in the foundation that have to be repaired, you know? And if eclipses continue to happen in that area, it can continue to crack and crack and crack that foundation until it eventually crumbles, right? So that could have been happening for her. Also, let's see, last month we had a full moon in Pisces. And I think around the full moon in Pisces is when she announced her divorce. A full moon in your sign, that means the sun in your, okay, so it was a full moon in Pisces. That means the moon was in Pisces, which is her sun sign. And then the sun was in Virgo, opposite, which is her 7th house of relationships. So I think that's around the time the divorce was announced. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, if you know. But I think that could have been one of the factors in her divorce. Okay. And also, let's see, she's got Uranus conjunct her south node. It doesn't show the south node on here, but it's 24 degrees of Aries. And also her Venus. Oh, she's got Venus conjunct K2. Hello, Venus conjunct the south node. Oh my gosh, that means her relationships are going to be karmic, you guys. And then Uranus is here too. Uranus transits, excuse me, my voice. Ugh, I'm sure I sound horrible by now. Uranus transits are very common for divorce too, like transiting over your personal planets. And Venus, we don't know if it could rule maybe her 5th, her 7th, her 8th, her 10th house. We don't know because we don't know her rising, but Venus can represent your relationships too. And for a woman, it's like how you express yourself in relationships. So Uranus on her Venus, maybe she just wants something different. Uranus is doing it different. Her Venus is getting zapped, okay, by all this Uranian electricity. Bzz, 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 bzz. And finally, she just broke and said, you know what? Uranus is about breakthroughs and breaking free. So she's like, I just need to break free. I need to break free now. I need to do something else. Who knows? Maybe she could be having her eye on another man or a woman, okay, with Venus and Uranus. And that could be something that's behind the scenes of why she wants to leave her husband. Dang it, I don't have his chart, her husband's chart, and we're running out of time. But I just wanted to mention that really quickly of showing some common divorce transits by showing Tamar Braxton's chart. So yeah, guys, that's what's going on with her. So anyway, that was it. That was it for Coffee Talk, guys. So I really hope you guys stuck by me through this, I don't know, 2-hour wow, 2-hour broadcast. That's because I don't have any kids this morning. Hallelujah. And I have a break from caretaking this morning. Caregiving and taking care of kids and my dad and everything. So I was able to chat with you guys for longer, and I'm so happy I was able to. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, I should be here next week. I mean, things are day by day with my family life right now. So I don't know. And I know it's Black Friday. I know it's Black Friday. So some people will be shopping. Yeah, so I don't know. I may be here, I may not, but thank you guys. I hope you enjoy your forecast for the week, and I will see you when I see you. And don't forget, I will be accepting new readings again after Thanksgiving. Okay, after Thanksgiving, hit me up. I'll be in full effect doing readings. And yeah, take care. Have an awesome weekend. Have a great holiday if you celebrate Thanksgiving. All right. Peace, everybody.